Well, everybody, welcome back once again to the channel. You know, it's JJ with you on JJ's PC Builds. First time here, hit the subscribe button. Keep me working. Hit the like button. Keep YouTube working. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know I post the next video or live stream. Well, tonight, let me tell you what's going to be happening. The first hour, we're going to be talking about the steam machine. And don't forget, I got Mr. Machine on the line. Say hi, Mr. Machine.
Oh.
See, we got him right there. And also, too, in the second hour, I got a little bit of a beef. So I'm going to be talking about AMD's new release on FSR 4.1.1. I'm going to tell you what I found. So we're going to get into the beginning of all this. So y'all get your drink and got your snacks. I got mine. Actually, mine's a shake. So buckle yourself in. We got a lot to talk about. So, because tonight we're talking about the steam machine, the $1,050 mystery box that somehow manages to be a console, a PC, and it has an identity crisis all at the same time. And yes, we're dedicating the first hour to this stream to this thing because the more you look at it, the more questions you have. And not the good kind of questions you think of having. The kind of questions, it's those, I don't know kind of questions. I don't know kind of questions. The kind of questions where you're staring at the price tag and wondering if Valve is trolling us. That's the kind of thing you're wondering. So let's start with the obvious. This thing cost $1,050 and doesn't even come with a controller. You're paying console money, premium console money, and they hand you a Linux box with half a terabyte of storage and says, good luck. Oh my God. It's like buying a machine. It's like buying a car that the dealer says, oh, the steering wheel. Yeah, that's sold separately.
The tires are sold separately.
Yeah. I mean, the wild part is people are lining up with the dollar bills like it's a Black Friday riot. That's why the meme on the thumbnail works, because it's real. People are actually doing that, believe it or not. The thumbnail I made for this live stream, that's what it looks like. I just interjected my face in there just to get into the action. So, but now here's where it gets fun. Digital Foundry did the benchmarks. They put this thing up against actual desktop hardware. And the results are, well, let's just say the Steam machine is not winning any trophies tonight. The Steam machine pulls 59 FPS. Not terrible, not amazing, just there. Meanwhile, a Ryzen 5 5600X paired with a RX 7600, a build you can put together for $899, hits 67 FPS. So for less money, you get more performance, more storage options, more flexibility. Oh, and yeah, a controller. So, for $899, you get a controller with it too. And guys, I say this for a reason. Because look, $27 fucking dollars. $27 for a controller with a 10-foot cord. I mean, and that's an Xbox controller, by the way.
And that will work on the Steam machine too.
Yes, it'll work on my shit box over here. And if you guys don't know what I got right here, let me kind of point you guys over in that direction so you can see for yourself. See this right here? This is about the same system Digital Foundry used right here. I got a 5700X with the 7600 with 64 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, 2 fans, 1 cooler box. This right here does the trick. So, yeah. I was sitting there thinking to myself, what the hell? I got my own Steam box sitting right here. I can't make this stuff up, guys. You can go watch their video over there. They just recently made it, so you definitely can find it. I mean, I don't know, Machine. What do you think?
No, I would pick a Xbox or PlayStation over that for that price. But the other thing, I mean, the Steam, the positive things are you don't have to pay a subscription.
Right.
Your games come with it because if you have a Steam games now, you can just play games, but you're not going to be playing them at a significant level.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to upscale the Jesus out of them. And some frame gen's probably doable on certain games. But I don't know. I think if my personal opinion is if the 2 terabyte option was like 1,000, that would be way more doable for a lot of people. But I don't know.
Well, well, you have to look at it this way. If you go get a 2 terabyte drive, they're gonna up price it because for $70 you can get 1 terabyte. Because if you get 2 terabytes, you can get it for $140, right? 1 terabyte drives. So when you get a motherboard that's capable of putting 2 1 terabyte drives, you got 2 terabytes regardless.
But that one's not. So there's only one spot.
Exactly.
And you got to switch over the operating system.
Yes. And that's another thing. And you got to pay for the product key if you go with Windows on it. There's many other things. And, even if you go the Windows way, you can still get on Steam through their website. It's not like it's locked away from you.
No.
I mean,
it's like a convenience box is what it is. But it's an expensive convenience box.
Bro, if I hooked up a controller to this PC I just put together, this test bench, I can do the same thing that you can do on the Steam machine. Exact same stuff. Even better. Because this right here is 20% faster than the Steam box. And it cost me less than $1,000, including the controller. Do you see the point now? If I were to just run this with 16 gigabytes of VRAM, bro, which I do have 2 sticks that are 16, 2 8 gigabyte sticks, I can replace and put in here and take out the 64 gigs.
Well, it's not quite the same on how the VRAM system RAM is used is different on there than it would be on your PC.
Yeah, because they're using laptop RAM and I'm not. But
yeah, so their RAM is set up differently, so you're not using as much VRAM as you would be with your system as you do with that
one. Well, let me put it to you in another way. Okay, here's the advantages you get with the Steam box. Okay, free operating system, where you don't have to pay for it because it comes equipped with it. You get no controller. You get 16 gigabytes of system RAM. You get 512 meg or 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD. You have options of putting an MMIC card on there to upgrade the RAM storage. or the SSD storage, which is not going to make sense to you because you'll burn it out within 6 months using those MMIC cards. What else?
It has 8 gigabytes of VRAM.
Yeah, and
it's got a specialized Wi-Fi for the controller itself. The controller is able to start all your systems in your house. So you press the controller, it will turn on your TV and your box at the same time. It can be connected to your PC and your box at the same time. That's probably why the controller is more expensive. It has more features than regular. Most people don't use all that stuff. I don't.
What else do you know about the Steam box that's going to make it even better than building your own for less price?
I'm thinking.
Because I can tell you about many different things. I can't tell you how many, but I can tell you many different things you can build for less of a price.
Yeah, I mean, for the little extra things that it has that you probably will not find building your own, it's not a big deal. Like for my money, I would rather build a mini PC.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Right.
Because I can get, even if I pick 8 gigabyte components and I pick 16 gigabyte, if I match the componentry up as best I can, I'm going to have a stronger, longer lasting system on Windows that'll game better.
But you're missing one part. If you build your own, everything is interchangeable.
Yeah. And I can put more. More of everything.
This is where nobody's talking about it. They're not saying, well, when you build one, what advantages do you have? Every part is interchangeable. Your fans are interchangeable. Your heat sink for your CPU is interchangeable. Your CPU itself's interchangeable. Your RAM's interchangeable. Your motherboard's interchangeable. Your GPU's interchangeable. Even your power supply is interchangeable. Now, in the Steam box, you can't change your power supply. It's built onto the motherboard.
There's only 2 things you can change.
Yeah, and that's the RAM and that's the hard drive.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
That's all you can change. You can't even change. You can't even change the cooler.
There's only one fan.
But that cooler is designed for that box. You can't change it.
Yep.
You can't change the CPU. You can't change no components on there. It's all soldered in other than 2 things. And it doesn't come with the Steam controller because if you got the Steam controller, it would cost you $1,200 with the 512 megabyte one. It costs you an extra couple $100 just to get the Steam controller with the 512 gigabyte one. Sorry, I said megabyte. It's gigabyte.
Yeah.
So I can spend less than $1,000. I can get myself a $27 controller that I love the blue on this controller. Look, I'll unwind this whole damn thing just for you guys. Watch. Boom. Now, the cord on this controller is now interchangeable. I can use the same cord that I use for my telephone and take this and plug it into here and plug it into my PC and use that cord if this goes bad. You can't do that with the Steam machine because it's got it's only got a certain amount of life of battery that you can use for a certain amount of time. But when I got a cord on this, I can plug my headphones in here. I can plug a set of headphones, which I do have. I can't just remember where I put them, but I know I got them. Let's see. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, get off of there. Oh, that's not the headphones. Just, I'll find them later and I'll show them to you guys. I got them off of Temu for like $3. You can plug them in here, and you can plug them in here, and you can play music off of there, and you can jam out and just sit there and do this all day. Look at the controller. I never showed you guys how the controller looked. Look at the controller. It's got buttons back here. It's got some sick buttons back here. It's got 2 joysticks. One goes bad. You can interchange it with the other one. They're interchangeable. It's got a four-way pad. And this button right here, the Xbox button, this is the power button for the controller. You click that, and that turns on the controller. Now, for $27, bro, I know the video will catch up to you in a couple minutes, but for $27, I'll tell you what, you can't beat that shit. Why pay for what? Because it's got a pad on there? I don't want a pad. And many people have said that. I don't want a pad on my controller. That's like your laptop, taking the pad off of your laptop and put it in on the controller. Why the hell would you want to do that? I hate those little finger pads.
I think there's more to it. Their controller has special stuff designed for the Steam operating system.
Bro.
But is it worth $70 more?
Yeah. You have to ask yourself that question, man. Is it worth the $70?
I don't know. My fear to this whole thing is that if this is successful, Xbox and PlayStation are going to price their systems based off of their performance increase off of the Steam machine. And if that's the case, their new systems are going to destroy this system, and they're going to be selling theirs for like $2,000 at least. And
yeah, it's gonna be a snowball effect. We know this, you know this, I know this. But before we have a snowball effect, let's say hi to everybody that's in the chat. What do you think?
Okay.
Hello, Winston. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. MTBK, good to see you once again. Yoshi, good to see you. You're torn as I really want one, but I don't want to be a fool either. Well, if you get it, to me, I'm going to tell you we're discussing this, and what we're discussing is it a novelty or is it just an overpriced,
I mean, if you've got $1,400 to blow, it'll work. It'll work. You put it down, it works. It's up to you. I mean, if you're going to use it all the time, you can probably get your money's out of it. You're not going to pay a yearly subscription. So, but the people that bought a PlayStation in 2000 haven't caught up to the yearly subscription amount yet to catch up to the Steam machine cost. So, yeah, because when the PlayStation came out, it was what, $550. So $900, you'd have to have the PlayStation 5 for 9 years before you would catch up to the cost with the yearly subscription. So I don't know. It's a you call. I mean, the system works. It'll play games. Most games at over 60.
Well, see, I know this is a big debate, and I know we're going to go back and forth about this machine, but I spent less on my content creating system than the Steam box with 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
I have 16 terabytes in my content creating system, and it doesn't even cost nowhere near $1,400.
Yeah. But some people don't know how to build, don't feel confident in building. But I think there's other options. There's the personal little computers, the little small ones that probably could perform better, that are cheaper. I forget what they're called. We were looking at them one day. I don't know. There's options available to you.
Bro, look at it this way. I got a 9700X in my content creating system. I got the RTX 4070. I got 32 gigs of 6000 megahertz CL28 RAM. I got an MSI motherboard, 800 series. Okay. I got 16 terabytes in that system. Okay. I got a 750 watt power supply. I got 7 fans. I got a case that's worth $100, and put all that together, it's still cheaper than their system, even with the controller. I know what you're saying. I know the frustration is there, but the thing is, we have to be realistic about this. I mean, let's see what the boys in the chat say. Boys or girls, however you want to put it. Let's see. Yoshi says, the Steam Machine proof that you can lead a horse to Steam OS, but you can't make it run AAA games. True. But I can play AAA games without the Steam Machine. Okay. Proof. I downloaded their Steam OS right here. I have it right here. I could put Linux operating system on any one of my PCs. Plug this in, and I got the Steam operating system. I got their architecture. And I didn't even have to work at it. And it cost me absolutely nothing. So what they're trying to sell you is a novelty. If you guys would wake up to the fact it's just a novelty. So. Winston says, I like my Elite. Well, your Elite almost had you grounded there, Mr. Winston, because your AMD software kind of fumbled on you today? Don't worry, we got you fixed. We got you back up and running. So don't worry, you're fine. MTBK says, sorry, might still ask for more dollars because Concord failed so hard.
Yeah. The Concord tax.
Winston says, no Steam Machine. Ew.
Yeah.
Yoshi says 9 years. Yeah, 9 years in the making, probably.
Yeah.
And
it's not 9 years of paying a yearly subscription plus a PlayStation to equal the cost of a
Steam Machine.
Steam Machine. I mean, you're going to have a new system in 9 years.
Yeah.
And it comes with a controller. I mean, the only thing is you got to buy games for it. But I would buy an Xbox or a PlayStation, depending on cost, and I would buy 3 games, and I would save $600. And I'd play those games on that system if I didn't need an operating system to do something else with. If it's just gaming, I would not buy a Steam Machine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it.
Well, Yoshi says right here, to be honest, I can't build a computer, but considering handheld alternatives like Xbox Ally X. It's a good alternative. But the prices are going to be going up on those too. So what would you rather spend, $2,500 on a handheld? Or would you rather just get a pre-built system that costs you half that, but twice as good? That's what you got to ask yourself. And the price on monitors, like OLED monitors and stuff, are really going down in price. So if you look at your Ally X and then look at your whole PC you could have constructed together, some companies will build it for you. You can post what you want to them and say, I want all this, just build it. and they put the operating system, everything, and it's plug and go.
We do. Hey, Yoshi, are you on our Discord? He needs to be on our Discord. You'll fit right in.
Yeah, of course. I do agree. For anybody that's not on the Discord channel, you know what? We're going to do you guys a solid.
Yeah, Yoshi, you need to. That was funny. You need to be on our Discord.
I am going to do everybody a solid.
Yep.
Let's see.
Hey, Winston, we'll be talking about the AMD stuff the next half of the hour of the show. And I can hear all about what happened because I've been sleeping.
Okay, for everybody that's not on Discord, I'm going to do you guys a solid.
Yoshi, get in there.
I have put a link in the chat, the live chat for everybody, and I pinned it so everybody can get in if they wish. Just let you know. So, did you guys a great solid there? So, let's see. Yoshi says, if I get a steam machine, I would probably teabag it to feel like I'm maximizing my payout cost. I don't know, brother man.
It's gonna change to the daddy machine.
Yeah, I know, right? The big daddy machine.
The big daddy machine.
Give me my big daddy machine. Oh my God. Winston says, yeah, so about that 26.6.2 won't work, so I had to go back one, by the way. So you had to go to 26.6.1. Oh, okay. That's weird.
Why won't it? It won't work with what?
It'll work on this.
No. What's he trying to do?
No, he went on his vacation. He came back and it turned around. He started up his system and it was acting wonky. The drivers for adrenaline. The adrenaline software wasn't acting right. It must be that Microsoft did an update underneath his nose and turned around and changed the drivers in the device manager.
Hey, Winston, when's the last time you did a Windows update?
Doesn't matter. Microsoft injects a code automatically to do an update as soon as you start the computer. That's another problem.
That's probably the first time his computer's been off in the last year.
Yeah, but you got to understand before you shut it off, before you get ready to shut it off, Microsoft automatically injects that code right there. So basically, the update happens while the computer's off. So when you go to start the computer back up, it'll automatically say the computer's up to date, or they'll ask you to set your parameters or whatever, and then you got wacky display drivers because Microsoft turned around and changed the code on the drivers to fit their version of the adrenaline software. So that makes the one you had currently inaccessible. So adrenaline won't work after that. Then you have to go in and, there's a way to cut Microsoft off from that. You'll have to go into the device manager and you'll have to roll back the driver and tell them the reason why. And that ends that. So until you uninstall and reinstall a new driver software. So you have to tell Microsoft the reason why you don't want them to screw with your drivers. So, can on Windows 10 and don't have the continue thing. Winston, we'll have to discuss that. because obviously your system should be valid for Windows 11. And I'm going to be honest with you, if you guys are on Windows 10 and thinking it's going to be a forever thing, it's not. You're barely getting any protection on Windows 10. They're just barely skating you guys by. You're best off to go to Windows. I've been on Windows 11 ever since 22H2. I went through the ups and the downs and everything else with Windows 11, and I can tell you, overall, this is the best that I had since Windows 10. The way it is right now is the best that I had since Windows 10. I've had 4 hiccups, and that's it. So, yeah. Okay, that's not a problem, Winston. We'll talk about it after the show, brother. That's not. We can all get on Discord, live chat, and do that. All right. Well, let's get back to a little bit of the story that I had that I was going on with Digital Foundry before we kind of lost track. So, let's look at it this way. If you want to go crazy, the 5600X with the 6900 XT hits 92 FPS, guys. That's not a small difference. That's why did I pay $1,050 for 59 FPS difference? And then you've got the 5600X with the RX 6600 hitting 51 FPS, which means the Steam machine is barely beating a budget GPU from how many years ago? Barely. And all of these tests were done with optimized settings. So nobody can say, well, maybe they didn't tune it right. No, it was tuned. It was optimized and still got outperformed by a cheaper desktop build. So now we get to the big question of the night. Is the Steam machine supposed to be? Is it a console or is it a PC? Because right now, it's not doing a great job being either as a console, or it fails the basics, guys. Consoles are supposed to be plug and play. They're supposed to come with everything you need. They're supposed to be affordable. Have you ever heard of a PlayStation 5 not coming with the frickin' controller? No, you probably haven't. They're supposed to be affordable. They're supposed to be optimized. The Steam machine, no controller, Linux OS, which you can get for free and download it for free and install it for free. And there's no catch-all to paying for it. But you got to pay $1,050 price tag, and performance, that doesn't even match a mid-range desktop. And at $1,050, that's pretty much a mid-range desktop. That's not a console. That's a dare, I think. And as a PC, that's the question. It's not much better. It's a PC. A PC is supposed to be flexible, upgradable, multi-purpose. You're supposed to be able to surf the web, store your files, run your apps, do your work, and then game on top of all of it. But here's the thing. It's Linux only. Half the app you wanted don't run natively. Storage is limited to 512 gigabytes, which in 2026 is basically one Cyberpunk install and a dream. We all have a dream somewhere. and it's just not on that. And you can't just crack it open and throw in a new GPU. No, you're stuck with it. You're stuck with whatever they shoved into that box. Isn't that what I heard that somewhere before? But anyway, again, what is this thing? That's the question. Because right now, it's $1,050 identity crisis, guys. $1,050 identity crisis. It's too expensive to be a console. It's too limited to be a PC. And it's too underpowered to justify the price. And you know I'm right. And that's the real conversation tonight. Not just the benchmarks, not just the price, but the fact that Valve is trying to sell a product that doesn't know what it wants to be. So let's talk about Linux for a second. SteamOS is great for gaming when the game supports it. But outside of gaming, that's the question. It's a desert. No native apps for creators, no easy way to store personal files, no window level flexibility. And if you're going to spend over $1,000 on a machine, you want it to do more than just launch Steam. Seriously. You want it to be your everything, everyday box, your hub, your workstation, your entertainment center. The Steam machine doesn't do that. It's a gaming box pretending to be a PC. And here's the part that really gets me. It really does. The desktop PC build with a 5600X and an RX 7600 is cheaper, faster, more flexible, more upgradable, and comes with more storage options. And if you add peripherals and a controller, you're still only at $940. That's still cheaper than the Steam machine, and you get a full Windows experience. You get the apps, you get the storage, you get everything. So why would anyone buy a Steam machine? That's another question. That's the question I want the chat to answer tonight. That's you guys. Is it the brand? Is it? Is it the form factor? Is it the idea of a console like PC? Because if it's performance, the numbers don't lie. If it's the value, the numbers don't lie. If it's flexibility, the numbers don't lie. The Steam machine loses every category except small box that looks so cool being on your shelf as a novelty. So let's see what the chat is saying about this machine. Let's see. Fake Frame says the GPU is an RX 7600. Yeah, we know it. We know it's a. I'll put it to you like this: we know it's a laptop shoved in a square box. That's all it is. A laptop shoved in a square box. We know that. With 28 CUs with 4 disabled and Ryzen 5 220. I do agree. The Steam machine is for fanboys of Valve. Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah. Machine, what do you got to say about this, man? I mean,
I think it's a plug and play option. They just want to get their Steam games on their TV, simple, easy, in another room, maybe, and it's just, spend the money. Yeah, it works. It's a convenience thing.
Yeah, but if you want convenience, you can go get a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, but you can't play your Steam games on it. I think it's designed. It's going to be for people who have a Steam library that's pretty big, and they're just like, I just want to get something I can get in the other room. they'll spend $1,400 and pay it back over time.
Is that like the small elephant in the room saying it's going to work?
I mean, it should work.
Yeah. I mean, Digital Foundry did a good piece on it, and y'all should go watch it. It's their most recent piece they did. And I thought it was pretty explainable the way I understood it. So yeah, I didn't purchase the Steam box. I'm going to admit that. Reason why I didn't purchase it, because the $1,050 that I could have used, you know what I would have did, guys? With the $1,050, I would have saved myself a couple bucks. Went and spent $650 and got myself a 9070 XT, plugged it into this right here. Yeah. If you haven't seen it before, I'll show you again. Right there. Right here. I would, right where this 7600, the 7600 is, I would have pulled it out and I would have put the 9070 XT here. This would become the most powerful system compared to a Steam box, just by adding a $650 graphics card. What do you think about that machine?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think it has to do with the form factor and the convenience. That's the things that only make sense to me.
Right. But
you have to get the 2 terabyte drive. You have to.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is one thing nobody's talking about. Microsoft just upgraded the operating system to make your PC look like, give you the console experience on your screen. So when I plug my controller into the PC, I have the option to go in and transform it into a console desktop to give me the console feature that was given to me for free. So with my PC right here that costs less than $1,000, I can get the console experience with a controller for less than $1,000. It's the matter of the point, bro. Anybody can go get a pre-built system that can equal up to what they want. Get a $27 controller like I did and turn around and have a system for less than $1,000. On the market today, you can still find pre-built PCs for less than $1,000. But I'm going to give the Steam machine all that it can give, but I can tell you from what I've seen in benchmarking and everything else, I am not impressed. I'm not a fan of this. So, oh yeah, I agree, Fake Frames. It's not plug and play. Yeah, I do agree. That's what I want to see as the Helix when it comes out. That's going to be the whole crux of it all. Is the Helix? We know the Helix, and we know how Microsoft is. They're going to make it good, especially using the software that AMD's building for it is going to be even much better because, you know, it's just going to be better. So when the Helix comes out, the Steam machine is going to go in the dust. People are going to forget about that. They're going to be focused on the Xbox. So this is just a stepping stone propping up Microsoft for the next Xbox, I think. So might be expensive one. What if it has 9070 XT level GPU performance with an open ecosystem compared to the scam machine? You said the scam machine, bro.
Mhm.
Machine, I'm not trying to disagree with you on this.
Mhm.
I do understand where you're coming from with this. I really do. It has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. Okay, what happens if it goes out of warranty? We have to look at it this way. What happens if it goes out of warranty and the power supply blows up? Wait, you got to find a technician to fix the power supply. And 9 out of 10 chances when a power supply goes up, it takes a lot of components with it, like the CPU or the GPU or the system RAM, or because what it does is it does a polarity spike through the whole system. So if the system's not, if it's not protected in certain areas, the whole system's going to go up in smoke. So it's $1,050 you put into it. It just went up in smoke. I mean, you could have a power surge at your house, and that PC can go up like smoke. You see what I'm saying, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, you have to really look at, because with a regular PC, having the power supply separate from the PC, separate, you have a better advantage. That only thing that's going to go up is your PC, your PSU, your power supply, not your whole PC. You get what I'm saying?
I just think that the average person who doesn't know anything about searching for computers,
Right.
they're just going to be like, "Oh, I can play my Steam games on it. That's expensive. I'll deal with it." I don't think, like, I would do a lot of research and try to get the best bang for my buck, but some people just don't care. They just want it to work. They'll pay $500 or whatever more. They don't care. So
Right.
that's what I think. They're like, Steam made it. It'll work for Steam games. I don't want to have to worry about stuff not working. I don't want to have to worry about software updates. I don't have to worry about any of this crap. I just want it to work. Just want to be able to go home, play some games. That's what I think.
Right.
But that's just, I'm looking at it from like a layman's terms, I guess.
Well, don't get me wrong. I've worked in the restaurant industry, and I went through hardcore 37 years. And every time I went home, I wanted to play a game. Okay, I know what you're saying there, my man. Because I would get done with work, I would go home, play on the Super Nintendo to relax. Back then, I would have a beer on the side, and play my game until I fell asleep. And sometimes I had the game running while I fell asleep. So, as years gone by, as I got older, my habits changed. Like, I haven't drank in over 20 years. So, and I've been out of the workforce for quite a while. Because of medical reasons, I have no other choice but to stay home. So, I decided, looking at how people are getting their information on YouTube, that's what drove me to start this channel, was because of the information world wasn't being put out there correctly. The people that had that wanted to put their voice out there were silenced because their opinions were correct. Many of those big time reviewers silenced the people with the knowledge, and they only selected a few to put them in there to their videos. I decided I wasn't going to do that. Everybody that gets on the live stream has a voice. I even say who it is that's putting it out there, and I even say what you're saying and you're writing in the description. Do you see me out there asking you guys for cash? I could have said, if you want me to read what you wrote out to the public, then don't forget to donate to the channel. I didn't say that. I didn't say you had to hit the super chat. I'm fair like that. Am I not, Machine?
No.
I mean, I'm fair. I'll tell you what. The subscribers did not buy this right here. This test stand. They didn't buy this here. They didn't buy the motherboard. They didn't buy the fans. They didn't buy the CPU. They didn't even buy the heat sink for the CPU. Now the 7600 was donated by Mr. Machine. Or yeah, it was donated by Mr. Machine. But he wanted me to test the piss out of it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. If he ever wants that 7600 back, he can have it back. I don't have a problem with that. Simple as that. So, I just want to give you guys an idea that now things have changed for the better in the channel. And this is one thing I want to bring up before we go to the next section. We're going to in a couple minutes, we're going to step off of the Steam box, and then we're going to be talking about AMD's FSR 4.1.1, FSR 4.1 or whatever. And what I've been going through trying to get it to work on this right here, this test system, that AMD claims it would work with the 7600. But we'll get into that. You'll just have to wait and see what we got to talk about next. But what I'm trying to say is we're over 1,000 subscribers, guys. And I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel. And if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Help build the channel and keep me working. The more subscribers we get, the more that it puts me to work. So it makes me work harder, knowing that we're getting more, that I have to work harder for you guys, so you guys see that I am making things right. So keep me working. Keep subscribing. And also, too, one thing I am asking everybody, including my subscribers, please watch the videos from beginning to end. We have to make this last push in watch time hours. If we don't, I'm never going to make it to full monetization, and the channel is never going to take off. Help me get the channel to take off. Tell your friends. Tell everybody to subscribe. Watch videos. Even if you don't like my videos, put it on a different device and just put it on to where it continuously plays. Because all my videos are separated in month-to-month folders. So you can play a whole month folder and let it play in the background while you're doing something else. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to binge on the videos, you can do that too. All I'm asking, I need 900 hours now. Okay? A couple weeks ago, we were only down 300 hours. Now we're down 900. I'm losing time. Most of the big videos that I got a lot of views on and a lot of watch time on, they're going bye-bye. So I'm not going to get credit for that. The amount of time you guys been watching, you're gonna let it go. You're gonna let YouTube take it away. All the time you spent, watching the videos, your time, you're gonna let YouTube take it away from you. Push me over 4,000 watch hours, and then all this drama ends. And guess what? We now begin to the next milestone. This means now I'm not locked into the get to monetization ecosystem. I'm going to be at the ecosystem for monetization and moving upwards. So why not? Machine, do you see any reason why they shouldn't help us out there?
No.
I'm just trying to bring it out there, this gives me incentive, Machine. And these guys have to understand, this gives me incentive to push harder. Like I would in a restaurant when it comes to cooking customers' food. I took pride in what I did. Every plate I created, I put love on that plate. Basically meaning that I have never, ever had any food come back that was wrong. In all the years I was cooking, not one time. Not one time. Because I put so much professionalism into what I did, it never came back. And the customers, they always came back when I was working. I had a customer, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a story. I had a customer one time. I cooked his dinner for him and 8 of his family members in his party. He walked up to the window where I was cooking at. And he asked me, am I the one that cooked his food? And I said, yes, sir, it was. He said, put out your hand. And it was the window was hot. So I put my hand out there. And he put something in my hand and told me, look at it later. And he wanted to thank me for making his experience the best he's ever had in his whole life. And the surprise to me was when I went and I took a break and I seen what he put in my hand was $100 bill. Blew my mind that a customer actually walked up and put $100 in my hand. His bill was only a little bit over $200, but he put $100 bill in my hand. It's not the matter of the money. It was the matter of the pride, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, the amount of love that was put into his food to make it perfect. Just like what I'm doing with this channel here. It takes me time to make every one of the videos. I make one video a day. I'm not rushing and putting 500 videos out a day. And try to, blast YouTube with it. Because if you go to do that with YouTube, they'll turn around and they'll suppress your videos. When you spam out your videos, they suppress them. That's why I'm only doing one video a day for 6 days a week, and I do one live stream a week. And it's Wednesday, 8 p.m. Now you guys know why. I only do one video a day. Because if I do more than 3 videos a day, YouTube will suppress any videos over 2 per day. Something they don't tell everybody that I found out in kind of from friends that that got connections. So, yeah. The YouTube algorithm will suppress my videos. So, one video a day for 6 days a week. One live stream for you guys. So we can touch up on what happened through the week. Or if we got something special that comes up, we can do it on the live stream as well. So, hello there, Dustin. Good to see you. I walked away I walked away. Does watching the live stream count towards watch time? Or do you need just watch time every video this week?
Every video.
Every video.
Not live stream.
Live stream does not count for watch time hours. The only ones that count for watch time hours are the long view videos, not the shorts. The shorts are a different ballgame. It's the watch time hours on the long view videos. That means the videos that I put out, you guys can watch from beginning to end. It's from present date back 1 year. So in 1 year's time, 365 days, I got more than 400 videos that can be watched in 1 year. So there's many videos out there. So the more that you watch, the more it adds to the watch time hours. And the more that I get on the watch time hours to get me to 4,000, once I get to 4,000, that's where the watch time hours ends. And then YouTube begins on the views. So it doesn't go by watch time hours, it goes by the views. So now that I'm not going to be stressed out, then, it's just you guys put so much time. You guys put so much time in watching the videos up to this point. I hate to see it go to waste by YouTube taking each day, snagging off hours. I mean, not minutes, hours per day. And it breaks my heart every time to see this. It really does. It breaks my heart. Because you guys spent all your time watching these videos trying to get me up to that point. And now YouTube just snatched away 500 hours within a matter of a week or two. That's why I'm saying I got 1,000 subscribers, and I probably got 1,000 more people that watch my videos. Guys, just get together, push hard, and get me over 4,000. And then we'll go from there. Because then now I'm locked into the new ecosystem, full monetization. And now everything that happened in the past is now to the beginning of the new. If that makes sense to you guys. If we don't, then I'm going to keep losing watch time hours. And guess what? It's just all the time that you guys watched is just being knocked off day by day. See, the way YouTube worked is they said like this: in your first year, if you get over 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within that first year, then when you go to the next year, everything changes. So now you're going with views. Now you got chances to make money here, there, and everywhere. But as long as you're not monetized, you get nothing. YouTube pays me absolutely nothing. I'm almost on my 4th year. And I've been fighting to get to monetization for almost 4 years. It's not that I don't want to be there. I do want to be there. It's just I'm not going to take and make videos that are nasty, that are controversial, that are, I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to make honest videos. When it comes to PC hardware, software, and whatever it's dealing with PC, your personal computer. I'm not going to sit there and spend most of my days per week bashing companies. I'm not going to do that. Most of the viewers that view these big channels, they thrive for that. I can't do that. Even though the company does wrong on some things, and I will call out on some things, but I'm not going to do it on a daily basis, guys. I'm going to do it fairly and honestly. Does that sound right, Machine?
Mhm.
I mean, you got to be fair with the companies. If you're not going to be fair with the companies, I'm not kissing their butt. Trust me. I got no sponsorship with no company whatsoever. The only sponsors I got right now is Mr. Machine. He's the only one that sponsored the channel. Now, the subscribers are my second biggest sponsors. You guys sponsor the channel by watching the videos. That's how that works. That's the reason why I'm not bugging nobody for nothing. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy making videos for you guys daily. I enjoy this. This gives me purpose in this world to make videos for you guys. But you know what? Enough talking about all that hubbub. Now it's time to move on and talk about AMD's FSR 4.1.1. Machine, I'm going to be honest with you. It sucks.
Yeah.
Let me see. But if you're wondering there, Dustin, I need 900 hours. I'm short 900 hours. So, okay, well, let me tell you what I did earlier today. I'm going to fire this up. You got to love it's got that button right there, and it lights up nice and red. I mean, let me kind of move things around a little bit for you guys. Look at the button. It lights up the same color as the fans. Ain't that something? I thought it was pretty cool. And now you see this? Oh, you guys can't see much because I didn't even move you guys over yet. There we go. Now I've moved you guys over somewhat. The fans are off. Watch this. Let me go ahead and log in. I'm going to log in. Watch the fans. I have the fans set at 80% continuous. Until I log into Windows, the fans are on 0 RPM. But if I go into the BIOS, these fans go to 80%. I finally figured out the little trick why graphics cards were overheating in the BIOS. So, Machine, you think it's about time to take everybody over to the other computer?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we are on the other computer. Oh, I got to remember I got another mouse now. Let me get this out of the way. This little booger right here. Okay, got that booger out of the way. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Oh yeah, RGB, more frames times 3, right? Give you an honest opinion. That's not controlled by the motherboard. I have a hub that's back here that's on remote control. RGB here changes with the remote control. I can turn it off. This is all controlled by remote control. So the motherboard doesn't control it. The only thing the motherboard control is this right here. The CPU cooler. That's all. The only thing it controls. Nothing else. So I thought it was pretty cool. Now we're looking at here. So what I did today was, I can tell you on AMD Adrenaline, let's start it up. And I explained to you guys why I think this sucks. Okay, they have AMD FSR upscaling. You turn it on, right? I done that. Turned it on. But when I went to the games, like Cyberpunk and Hogwarts Legacy, FSR 3.1 was not even in there. Just FSR 3.0, and the upscaling to FSR 4.1.1 would not even work. Would not work. So finding out later on down the road that you have to do a trick inside of the configuration files for Adrenaline to turn it on. Why in the hell would I have to do that when it's supposed to work out of the box with Adrenaline? Being in the consumer shoes, the 60% that don't know how to build PCs, how would they know how to do this when nobody's talking about it? Nobody is talking about it. I have yet to see anybody talk about how to set it up correctly. So me, on the other hand, finding out it didn't work on, Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy, didn't work even on Tomb Raider, which it's not going to work on Tomb Raider. I thought to myself, what do I need to do to get this to work? So I was watching a video from a reviewer, not mentioning any names. He mentioned OptiScaler. I've heard this many a times from many reviewers, OptiScaler. So guess what I decided to do? I decided to install OptiScaler. And as you can see, I got Cyberpunk right there, 3D Mark, Hogwarts Legacy, and Tomb Raider. I got it all put in. I got to do the update for FSR 4.1.1 for the OptiScaler. Right now it's set on FSR 4.1 or FSR 4.0.2C. I still got to upgrade this to FSR 4.1.1. Hasn't been done yet. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still working on that part. I'm still working on the part with frame generation. So I'm still working on that part too. Let's go ahead and go into Steam and see what I got cooking. We'll see it. Because we're going to go into Hogwarts Legacy. I'm just going to make a point. Something I seen that really got me going on this. So, something on Hogwarts Legacy that really got me going on this. And I've seen it on a couple of them. And yes, I got the thingy at top when you guys get there. So, oh, wrong keyboard. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, because you see everything is disabled. everything. It's not even working. Let me hit ESC key. Let me go into the settings. Let me go into here. So what this is saying down here at the bottom, if you guys look at it very carefully, OptiScaler is actually, right here, showing that my selected GPU is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090. Don't ask. I don't even know. I'm not even going to ask this question. That's not a 4090, guys. That's the RX 7600. I looked at that and said, no way. So are you telling me that I get DLSS? I only get NVIDIA DLSS. And I got it set at performance. But I don't know what type DLSS it is. Doesn't say. So, says I got an RTX 4090. You see that machine? What I was talking about on the screen?
It just fools the system into thinking you have something else.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, I'll go with it. I'll go with it. I'm not going to fight the horse. I'm not going to fight it.
So RX 7600, the same performance as a 4090, a third of the cost, like a tenth of the cost, right?
Yeah, but I'm going to stand right here real quick and let you guys see what you can see. I'm using the overlay for a Steam overlay, right? You guys can see at the top I'm using Steam overlay. The only thing that gets me is it says I'm using, I'm using 5.8 gigabytes of 8. And I'm using 21 gigabytes of system RAM over 64 gigs. So I'm not worried about the RAM, system RAM. Not worried about the GPU VRAM. Not worried about the CPU. And no, I don't have the Steam controller hooked up to, why did I say the Steam controller? I don't have the controller hooked up yet. I'm still on the mouse and keyboard. But this looks cool. Machine, do you see anything wrong with anything out there? Starting to rain now.
Yeah, it looks good.
Uh-oh. OBS again. I do apologize, everybody. OBS is being a boob. I don't know why it disconnected and reconnected. So I'll let everybody catch up really quick. Okay. So I'm going to go over here. So just hit F. Let's see. FPS looks good. 111 frame rate on the average, 77 on the 1%. Well, actually, no, it goes up to 91. 47 on the 0.1. But the 0.1 never works right on MSI Afterburner anyway. Wow. I don't know. What do you think, Machine?
It looks good.
I mean, yeah.
And you're running what with it?
The 7600.
No. Or what's your upscaling?
DLSS performance. It doesn't tell me exactly what DLSS it is. I'm not sure what it is. But it has to be more than DLSS 3. I mean, the average is not dipping down below 100. You know? Cloud movement looks good. Let's go play with butterflies a little bit. I don't want everybody to get all crazy and loopy on me about, me going through here. You know what I mean? But it doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? It does not look bad.
It looks good. So what's the drawbacks of optoscaling?
Actually, none. Lower FPS, some people say. Because looking at, I mean, frame time is only running it's running way less than 10 milliseconds. Even on my main PC with the RTX 4070, runs 12 milliseconds on that one compared to this one that's not even running close to 10 milliseconds. And with, the butterflies going in the background and stuff like that, that's going to be a lot more graphical because it pulls a lot more power for that. But it's still staying over 100 FPS. On this, my test station. You get my point now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's with the 7600, 8 gigabytes of VRAM. 8 gigabytes of VRAM. And I'm only using 6.5 gigabytes. out of 8. I could run this system all day long on this. You know, all day long. The numbers don't lie, machine. It's simple. Numbers don't lie. That's the reason why I'm just standing here, letting everybody suck it up and see what's going on. Yes, this is running Windows 11 25H2. Not a problem with it whatsoever. So, let me hit the ESC key. Go to settings. Exit game. Yes. That brings us back to the desktop. Now we're on the desktop, guys. I don't know, machine. What do you think?
It looks playable.
Yeah.
Looks good. I don't see a lot of the issues with like 3.1 and all that stuff.
Nope. I only did one simple modification. And it was free. Didn't cost me a thing. So now all these little modifications that I did to this makes this less than $1,000 value go up, doesn't it? All the software modifications. So now that I showed you what this is doing over here, now you've seen it. Thoughts? Any thoughts?
Nope. Nope.
So do you think when I get FSR 4.1.1 to work with this, do you think it's going to be even better?
I don't know. You have to test it.
Yeah, I know. But with Windows 4.0.02c, I can see I don't have a problem with it. So 4.1.1 is going to be even better, I think. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know, guys, you're going to say it's not FP8. You're correct. It's not FP8. Like you would get off the 9070 XT. But if I can get this to work correctly on Hogwarts Legacy, you know, I know it's not in a busy area. I know it's going to draw it down to at least 60 or 70 FPS in a busy area. I do know that, but I can compensate for that. There is room for compensation. So it's not a big deal no matter where you go in the game. This system will run that whole game with no problem. So if that's the case, it'll run Cyberpunk, it'll run Tomb Raiders, you know, but it won't. I know it's not going to run Indiana Jones that well because it's got Indiana Jones has got automatic ray tracing. So if I wanted automatic ray tracing, then I would have to switch the graphics card and go to one that does very well in ray tracing to make this system viable again. But I have the option. I have the option of viability. All I got to do is change the graphics card. It makes that system viable. I don't have to change the RAM. It has enough RAM to last it a lifetime. 64 gigs is going to last that system a lifetime. I can add an additional 15 terabytes to it if I wanted to. Make it even more viable. Or maybe 26 terabytes, maybe. I got a way to do it. In the future, though, in the future, not right now. I'm not going to. This is just a test station to give you guys an idea of what you can build and what you can do. I mean, it is not hard to put together. This kind of test station is kind of hard to put together, but they got ones that are flat that you can put together really quick. The acrylic ones. Don't get ones that are like, metal on the base. You want to get the ones that are acrylic because guess what? You won't short anything out with acrylic. So you can even get your own acrylic piece and make your own test bench yourself. You don't need to buy it. You can go to a hardware store, get all the pieces you need to make yourself a test bench. All you need to do is line up the holes of the motherboard and get the standoffs. You can even make, if you got a good CNC machine, you can make a good acrylic piece to make your own test bench. I wish I had a CNC machine that does acrylic. That would be like, I would make such a test bench that would like blow you guys' minds. But I'm working on what I have, a $40 test bench, which I added $2 parts to it. So that way I can add like a monitoring device screen right here. I'm gonna put a monitoring. Well, oh my God, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, so let me not bend the fans. Over here, I can put a test screen right here. So it'll come out a little bit to here. Won't interfere with none of the wiring. It'll fit right in this little pocket, but it'll have like the temperature screen. It'll have the voltage screen and all that. Give me the voltages, the temperatures, and everything I need to know about the whole PC itself right there on that screen. So everything will be on that screen. And the good thing about that screen is I don't even need to hook it up to a monitor because it will be accessible as a monitor as well. So the whole test bench it'll have its own monitor on there if I wanted to. What do you think, machine? Is that cool or what?
Mm-hmm.
And then on this side, I have options. If I want to go water cooling, I can set this up on this side for water cooling. If I want AIO cooling, I can set a platform here to put an AIO cooler here. And yes, I can feed it from the opposite side, coming through here and going down to here. So basically, AIO sits here, feeds through here, comes back around to here. Air cooler does a great job just as it is, don't you think, machine? 70C, open air. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, single fan. Is it a 88 millimeter or 80 millimeter fan for this air cooler? 80 millimeter fan, something like that. So, but it held 70C at a good load, 70C. I'm happy with that because it's open air. And with the ambient temperature being in here at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what, 26, 27 degrees Celsius? With the ambient temperature being right there and that additionally, then yeah, it makes sense. But if I had this cool to where it's at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, that means it would be like 16C or something like that. The temperature would drop 10 degrees. So don't be fooled when they say, oh yeah, if you get this thermal paste, you could drop 10C off of your GPU temperature. Yeah, if you drop the ambient temperature 10 degrees, maybe that'll work for you. Maybe they need to stop lying to the public that their thermal paste is that great, which it's not. And that's going to come up to another video that I'm probably going to do sooner or later. Me and Machine talking about it. Get a whole bunch of different thermal paste. See which one's going to drop in temperature. Get a baseline, and then see which thermal paste is going to match up to the one thermal paste that I use all the time. The Arctic MX4. That's a big tube, don't you think? That's bigger than a tampon. That's 20 grams of thermal goodness, I think. So, okay, this is Q&A time, guys. This is where we're doing a little Q&A. We got 20 minutes to do some Q&A. Question is, with the sudden with the 7000 series getting the FSR 4.1.1, what is your experience? That's a question to you guys. What is your experience with it? Was it easy? Was it plug and play for you? Or did you have to jump hoops to get there? And I'm not talking about using a 9070 XT. I'm talking 7000 series, going from the 7900 XTX down to the 7600. That's what I'm talking about right there, between that bracket. Other than knowing that you had to manually go in and turn it on, how many of you guys were able to plug and play this? And I want the truth. Don't you think, Machine? We need to know the truth, right? How many did they plug and play? How many GPUs were out there that everybody did plug and play? You got an answer for that, brother?
Nope. Probably none, but I don't know. I don't know anybody that's got a 7000 series card I can talk to besides you.
Right.
And me, but I haven't plugged in anything because there's really no need.
Well, I can tell you the answer to the equation. My next step is to figure out the reason why the FSR 4.1.1 is not working and why I have to go the extra length. I'll do that on a different video. I'll do that on a separate video because I think that'll be a good adventure for everybody to go along with me on that one. Because I think, if you gotta go and put in change configuration files to get it to work, that shouldn't happen. You should be able to go into AMD Adrenaline, turn the little switch on, and it automatically turns it on in the configuration files to true. Or is this a bug? That's the thing. I don't know if it's a bug. To me, I consider this a bug because it should be on by design. So hope AMD understands you got a bug with the driver software. So in order for FSR 4.1.1 to work, it has to initialize FSR 3.1 on the games for the RX 7600, which on the games it's showing FSR 3.0, which does not enable FSR 4.1.1. it shows a green check mark in the display scaler, says it's available, but it's not available in the display settings of the game. It makes absolutely no sense, especially when you got people out there that don't even know how to modify and make it work, that you have to manually jump hoops to make it work. This is crap. Why early release something when you know it's not working? AMD, you missed the punchline again. How do they say it, machine? There's an old saying that everybody uses. You missed to miss the opportunity.
Yeah, AMD never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity.
There you go. I couldn't remember it, but machine said it. AMD misses the opportunity to miss an opportunity. Which this would have been a great opportunity for them to get back on with their subscriber base, to show the subscriber base that they actually care. But my testing and my results come out like this. FSR 4.1.1 did not work out of the box. When I downloaded the software twice, I installed it twice cleanly. Means I erased every driver that was display drivers in that system right here. I made sure I paused all Windows updates too before I did that. I went into the device manager to make sure it said basic display drivers before I installed the new drivers, the new software 26.6.2. And I did this twice. And it still did not work. It's in the 300 games that they posted. It's in Hogwarts Legacy and Cyberpunk is two of them out of that 300. Did not work out of the box. Neither one worked out of the box. If they want to give the AMD gracious experience, I didn't feel it. That's what made me upset. I was to the point, machine, I was to the point where I wanted early, 2 days ago, I wanted to buy the RX 9070 XT for $650. I wanted to buy this. This is not a bashing. I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's not a bashing. Facts. This is facts, not fiction. You know what I mean, machine?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the 9000 series doesn't have to worry about the FSR 4.1 deal, but I don't know what happened with Winston's software, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know neither. The only thing I could think of, because I know every time Microsoft does an update, once in a while in one of the updates, what happens is this, that they decide to erase the graphics card drivers. They accidentally put, no, I just say accidentally. No, they haven't, this is something that's been going on for years and years and years that they've never approached and fixed. Microsoft should only be using basic drivers only when your system first initializes and boots up for the first time on Windows. Then after that, Microsoft has no involvement because all your driver software comes from your manufacturers. Like if you got an AMD motherboard, the chipset comes from AMD. You can download it and install it from AMD. So if you got an AMD's graphics card, you go to the manufacturer's site and you get it from AMD. You don't get it from Microsoft. Microsoft only puts in the basic crap. It only gives you the WDDM drivers. That's it. The most basic that you could ever put in your system. Streamlined all AMD and NVIDIA and Intel drivers. They streamline everything. Microsoft does. So basically what you're paying for is absolutely nothing but bloatware in Microsoft Windows. So when you streamline the bloatware and you get rid of the bloatware, your system runs fine, like mine. I got rid of all the Microsoft bloatware. I turned off all background tasks. My PC runs on local instead of running off of Microsoft's online variety check. You know, the one to where that they say that you can only use one of those keys in order to secure your system, that you have to be on their website logged in so they can steal your stuff, including your passwords and everything else, which they lie about. Oh yeah, I know what they do. I went through this operating system tooth and nail. I know every time they put an update in there, what they do. I can tell by the registry. Because I go in the registry, see what changes they made. Just to see if I got to change things back again and again and again and again. To keep my system streamlined so it runs correctly. Last time they put an update in, they crashed this system here. They crashed this motherboard. So I had to go in and put Armory Crate from Asus to fix the damage they did on the software drivers. Guess what? Same operating system still. Same driver update still. And it's still working. I have not reinstalled Windows on this yet. The original Windows that it's on here was from Windows 10. And now it has Windows 11 25H2. So I'm going from Windows 10 on the test system. Did not reinstall the operating system whatsoever. Still the same operating system from Windows 10. That's the reason why it still says Windows 10, guys, and it's on Windows 11 25H2. Still says Windows 10. So, and it still runs. So if that means anything, that just tells you you can do many things for modifications. And you can keep an operating system running. So 3 years machine.
Mhm.
More than 3 years for this operating system that's on this test bench right now. More than 3 years. That's a long time for an operating system, don't you think? And it's never been reinstalled. This went from Windows 10 to Windows 11 update through the update center. That's how that worked. And it went from Windows 22H2 to Windows 23H2 to Windows 24H2 to Windows 25H2. Ain't that something? Don't you think?
Mhm.
So I thought it was pretty cool, man. I really did. So, is there anything else? Did we sum up how how I feel about Windows, AMD's FSR 4.1.1, that, I'm going to wait until July to make sure it's not a scam kind of thing. The scamathon that AMD keeps putting out there, and other reviewers just not telling everybody that you need to take and install certain things and update certain things to make it work, which it should work right out of the box. That's what I'm calling AMD out about, is because it's not working out of the box. So they need to fix it. It's not machine. It's not me being mean. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is if they want beta testers to tell them what the problem with their software is, they need to know. Not every PC is created equal. I'm not saying mine's special, but I'm saying an AM4, an AMD system. This has got the Ryzen 7 5700X, AMD chipset. This has got an AMD graphics card. It's all AMD. I should not have problems with the software, is what I'm saying. Straight up AMD, beginning to end. I should not have a problem with the software. And I know I got everything updated and everything. Chipset drivers, everything. It's all up to date. But when I go to play the game, why is it at 3.0? Why am I not getting 3.1? Why is it not showing me FSR 4.1? Why is it not showing? What, I got to bend over backwards to figure out what AMD is doing? I shouldn't have to. I might be the reviewer, but I'm the consumer as well. And if I'm going through this much hardship, I could imagine how much shit that your normal consumer is going through. The ones that don't know which way to go because they wanted the update, but you said here, they turn it on and it doesn't work. Now you got to jump hoops to make it work. I think they need to do a patch, make it work, so that way nobody's jumping hoops. Don't put out something early that doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's crap. I put myself in the consumer's shoes. Consumer tells me that there's a problem with it. I'm going to listen. The problem with these companies is they sit up high up in a tower and they don't hear a peep from the consumer down below. They don't even listen to the reviewers. No, they listen more to the influencers, the ones pushing their products. I'm not pushing no products. I didn't tell you guys to go out there and jump out and get a RX 7600, did I? I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't tell you to go buy any goddamn products. I'm just showing you with having a full AMD system if this product, this software update works or not. And I'm going to tell you, it does not work. So it's a big letdown and disappointment to me. I put this whole system together really quick so I can get out here and tell you guys, because they launched the driver software early. I pushed to get this together because they pushed out the driver software early to test it, to see if it's worthy or not. And it is not. I just don't deal in hardware. I deal in the software as well. Machine knows that I deal in both. I'm just not all about the hardware. I'm about the software. I'm about everything about a PC from A to Z. even down to the power supply. Everything. The case, the fans. I mean, why do I use these fans? Because they got great freaking airflow. They're quiet. These are more quiet than the fans on AMD's graphics cards. These fans are virtually freaking silent. And these are running right now at 2,700 RPM. Totally silent. Until this kicks on, these fans kick on at 80%. These are at 100%. This is at 100%. And it's got is quieter than these two fans here. I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. AMD seems to have the means most of the time to do things right. Maybe not on every operating system. Well, yeah, you're right. They have the means, but they keep missing the punchline. And they wonder why they're not getting more market share than they're getting now. And I'll tell you what, they really didn't sell as much as y'all thought about the 9070 XTs too. They really did. Because at their price level, the best of the best 9070 XT, you're best to go get yourself a 7900 XTX. So don't forget your drink and snacks, by the way, guys. Ooh. God, I got to add more water to that. Ooh. A little too strong. Make my eyes and my a-hole pucker. Machine, too much drink mix. What you doing over there, machine?
Nothing.
If I'm hearing you clicking the keyboard, they ain't nothing.
Messing around a little bit. I'm paying attention to your conversations.
I'm going to ask you got anything you want to add to this?
Nope. I think we said everything. I'm just curious about what's going on with Winston. What happened with Winston? I know we'll talk about it after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it on Discord. Because he wants to talk after on Discord. But you know what? We are at the 2-hour mark, though.
Okay.
You got anything last rights or anything you want to tell anybody before we go?
Nope.
You don't want to give them any special advice about the steam machine?
It's their call. It's their money. Today is the 25th. It's the last day.
The last day to order.
You'll probably get one this year.
Yeah, probably in the next 6 months. Probably be able to order again. If it probably comes out, but if it doesn't sell great, then they're not going to come out. They're not going to renew this. They're going to sell whatever they got from AMD, and that's it. It just makes me feel like they're using AMD's leftovers. You know, that brings me back to when I purchased the 5600X 3D. I felt it was like AMD's leftovers. It didn't feel like something new. It felt like left. You know how when you get pizza, you put it in the fridge, and a week later you go and you microwave it, the leftovers. I'd have like a little skit that says Jay's leftovers. You know how like Greg Gutfeld does his, and he's got Greg's leftovers. I should do one that says Jay's leftovers. Why not? You know. Better. It's not as tangy. Not as tangy. All right, guys. Guess what? It's about that time. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. I'm praying to you guys. Please be the gods of the channel. Watch videos from beginning to end. help me get the channel over 4,000 watch hours, it would be appreciated. Do whatever you got to do. Get your friends to help you out. Get their friends to help them out. Whatever you got to do, just get everybody to watch those videos. Every little bit helps. So, let's see if you guys ain't got any last things you're going to say in the chat. We're going to check. MTBK says AMD seems to, yeah, we talked about that. One thing is clear. I won't buy a Steam machine to play Detroit Become Human on it. Because our DNA 3 cannot be fully utilized there. True. But like Machine says, it's the only reason that they're setting the 7000 series up for FSR 4.1.1 is to help out the Steam machine. He said it. He called it. As soon as they did the launch on the Steam machine, guess what they did? They pre-launched FSR 4.1.1. So he was right. He called it.
You had a contract with Steam saying they won't release it until Steam machine comes out.
Yeah.
That was my opinion. So, because it didn't make sense for them not to do it.
That's the reason why they were doing it in July and releasing it to us. Because they knew if they didn't and they released it to the Steam machine, they could be sued. They knew that.
Yep.
They knew they would have a lot of lawsuits if they didn't do it the right way. And that's the only way they could have done it. And that's the reason why they put us off and kept throwing us in left field. And this is the result. Machine called it. I called it on the Steam controller that it was going to be sold separately. Told you guys on many videos before it was even launched. Machine called it before it was even launched. So we're on the right track. You just got to stick with us. It's not that I got ESP. It's not Machine's got ESP. We got ESPN. So anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. We're going to continue our discussion over there on Discord. I left you guys a link. If you want to join our Discord, you're more than happy to. But anyway, first time here, hit the subscribe button. Keep me working. Hit the like button. Keep YouTube and Mr. Machine working. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know I post the next video or live stream. Watch the videos from beginning to end. Don't worry about the live stream videos. Just worry about the regular videos. Live stream videos don't give me nada. Regular videos do. So maybe that's the misconception. Everybody thinks that you got to do live stream videos. No, it's the regular videos that are created, not the live videos, the regular videos. Those are just instant replays. So, but anyway, until the next time in the next video, guys, you know it is. We'll see you on the next one.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.